Women have a moral right to decide what to do with their bodies. The right to abortion is vital for gender equality. The right to abortion is vital for human individual women to achieve their full potential. Banning abortion puts women at risk by forcing them to use a legal abortionist. The right to abortion should be a part of a portfolio of pregnancy rights that enables women to make a truly free choice whether to end a pregnancy. Yet, where in these arguments are the life of the child taken into account? The next question is, when do we account the fetus as a child? When is the fetus considered human? Science states that the life of a mammal begins at conception. Yet, does this apply to human life? Although at the point of conception, the fetus does contain human DNA. Can abortion ever be morally permissible? From a purely philosophical point of view, Aurora C. Griffin states that the only time we can consistently argue that the human fetus becomes a person is when he or she becomes human at conception. One of the most common arguments, though, is that the fetus is not human. Let's say the fetus is a person. This makes abortion wrong and would be considered killing a human life. Now, let's say the fetus is a person, but without our knowledge, we still go through the abortion, and then that would be considered manslaughter, even though unintentional. Now, let's say the fetus is not a person, but we don't know that exact knowledge and still proceed. Then that would be considered criminal negligence on our part because we did not make sure that the fetus was a child. Now, let's say that Griffin states the only time abortion would be morally permissible is if we know definitely that the fetus is not a person. As Christians, we have our answer. Job 31:15 says, "Did not he who made me in the womb make them? Did not the same one form us within our mothers?" This attests to the sovereignty of God. God is all-knowing and all-powerful and has placed us each in our mother's womb. Now, sometimes these circumstances in which we were formed were not pleasant or happy. That's taken into the account that many of them argue that rape and incest should be taken into account to allow abortions. But God has allowed it to happen. This does not mean that he's not empathetic toward our situation. It just means that his plan is bigger and that he will use it for his glory. A baby, when it is born, is completely and totally dependent on its mother. It relies on its mother to supply all of its needs. And the same can be said for the child inside the womb. The woman is not a part of the baby, just connected. She does not need the baby to survive, but the same cannot be said for the baby. And this is the very reason that it needs to be protected.